What's up and welcome to the Attack on Titan After Show. We're talking episode 18, Midnight Sun. That beast titan and quadruped, annoying as always. There's a standoff with Levi and Eren. Who's going to become a titan? And then we also have, who is the titan in the end? And would you have made that same choice?
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
What's up? Welcome to the Attack on Titan After Show, talking episode 18 or 55, depending on how you're counting, Midnight Sun. And also, we have a special guest host with us today. Welcome, Rachel.
Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to be here.
Awesome. So, Rachel, real quick, so people get a sense of anime you enjoy. What are your top 5 anime?
Okay, and this was really hard for me to boil down.
Right?
I have like 6 listed here as I was thinking about this, so I'm just going to give them all.
Just give me 6.
Okay, so Detective Conan is my number 1, aka Case Closed, depending upon like whether you refer to it by the Japanese or English name. Neon Genesis Evangelion is definitely my number 2. His and Her Circumstances is up there for me. It's one of my absolute favorites. It was introduced to me in high school in anime club, so
nice.
I had a similar experience with that one.
Really?
Yeah.
And so then just Hellsing is up there just for like similar reasons. It was a high school anime I watched. Cowboy Bebop, Your Lie in April, and then last but definitely not least, Inuyasha.
Sorry, I got so excited.
My favorite character.
That's all right.
So excited here. Sorry, everyone.
It's like, we love Inuyasha. It's fine.
Well, we can talk forever about Inuyasha, but we need to get on to our Attack on Titan. We're so glad to have you here. Ollie was not able to make it, so Rachel's helping fill in. My name's Kari Lane. I'm joined by my awesome panelist. Veronica here is super excited on Attack on Titan. It was on the previous season.
I was.
And then Jaimi, always pumped and ready. Yes. So let's do this. So this episode, we've had the emotions roller coaster forever. How are we feeling after this one?
I think last episode was very sad. It kind of left us all shaken a little bit because of everything that happened with Armin, him going out a hero. This episode, I think a lot of emotions were still in play, but I think it was very satisfying and really nice how everyone was kind of, they were upset and they were clearly feeling things, but they were very calm. Mm-hmm.
True.
Everything considered, I got that calm feeling. I don't know if anyone else did. Overall, I thought it was great, though. I'm really liking the change between the first part and the second part.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rachel.
The balance between like this idea of being a comrade and also an individual hero, I thought was really like spectacular the way that they handled that. We saw Armin and we saw like the sacrifice and just jumping forward and going for it. And then you also just you kind of saw like what happens when you are part of an army and a squad and you make certain choices. And it was just like they didn't romanticize it. And I thought that was very special about how they handled it.
Yeah, I thought it was an incredible episode, especially just seeing the emotions. I mean, you're always going to see them have an emotional moment during all the episodes, but you could literally hear the urgency in Mikasa and Eren, and just to see all these things happening, like on one side and then this other side with Hanji. I thought it was just great, and I love this episode. So much happened.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, this show keeps coming, and it's like, it was agreed, very satisfying. We get the emotions, but it felt like okay, we're making progress with the story as well. Not that the others haven't been, but it's like, ooh, we're getting forward. But getting set back a bit, we get Eren the Beast Titan have their standoff. It was interesting to have them meet as humans and see each other, and how the Beast Titan mentions, we are both victims of your father, and mentions being brainwashed.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that?
I mean, I feel like as a viewer, we've kind of been getting a build-up that Grisha was not who he says to be, but I feel like Eren didn't have time to process everything of really what he was saying. Like, my father, wait, what do you mean? Oh gosh, Armin's over there and he's basically dead.
Yeah.
I feel like he just didn't have time to process everything.
Yeah.
That's a great way to put it.
Then we have a little moment later with the quad beast. It's a combo. It's a quad beast because it's quadruped and the beast. Yes. When he snatches Reiner, you're like, gosh darn it! Any progress is pulled back, which you've brought up before, Veronica. You're like, anything they get hope, just kidding, and pull that back.
Yeah.
I found this episode in a sense almost kind of comical, just because like, obviously, there's so many deaths that happen in Attack on Titan, and obviously there are certain characters we don't want to die, like Armin and Erwin, but I found it so comical when they brought in Reiner. I'm like, you're still alive? Like, he's smoking, he was like, they attacked him like 2 times already, and he's still alive. I'm like, dang, guy.
Yeah, I'm so over Reiner. I'm like, go away!
Yeah.
Well, he does, and it's like, no, but not the way.
not
Not
that
the
way.
way we want.
Not that way.
Because asking you that, I mean, we have the other question later, and we also have our special segment and some news, so stay tuned for that. Question, one of the bigger ones, if you had to pick between, if you got a choice to become a Titan and you got to eat the Armor Titan or Colossal, who would you pick? And leave a comment down below on people watching. Let us know which one you would pick.
I kind of just really like the Armored Titan.
Right? I agree.
Yeah.
More versatile. Colossal Titan's big, but it's not mobility.
He can't do much,
Yeah.
Actually, no, he can do a lot, but
Yeah.
but I feel like Reiner was always the one kind of taking more action because he was able to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel the same way. Like I'm more on that versus Colossal because Colossal also seemed more like easily penetrated and like withering away, and that like I don't know, like like they can it could do a lot, but just I think I'd go for the armor.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, just with Reiner, like he's more of the he's more headstrong than Berthold. So I feel like with their Titans, it's the same thing.
Very good point. Speaking of those Titans and the live chat, welcome everybody who's joining us live. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you watch it later, again, comment down below. We love your thoughts on the episodes. That Random J, I'm pretty sure that the Beast Titan was going to leave Reiner to die if Eren didn't have Bertolt. I think Reiner should have gotten Eden. Again, yes, you agree with ours of like Armor Titan for the win of who we want.
Yeah.
But also, speaking with that moment, oh my goodness, we have John swooping in and saving Hanji. I was like, I was worried for them again because they keep getting put in peril, and John's like, I got you, and pulls them out of harm's way. Was anybody else like, no, we almost lost you before. Don't die now.
I thought she was dead.
Yeah.
If anything, I thought Jean would have been the one to like push her, but he stayed and like boom kind of thing happened.
Yeah. Then we have some, but also speaking of Reiner, he has the little case thing that Hanji's like, what is that? Is it a bomb? And like, is it dangerous? Which fair enough, like who knows what they have. Yeah. But we learned that no, it's a letter from Ymir to Krista, which is like, oh yeah, remember those characters over here that we haven't heard about and talked about a little bit? That I'm like, oh, what could that possibly say? Because I thought Ymir's like kind of out of the picture, but I was hoping she wasn't because I really like that character.
I mean,
do we feel she's going to come back at some point?
For sure. Yeah. For sure, she's definitely coming back. And I mean, that was a huge thing that happened last season that we all just kind of wanted, because I feel like Ymir and Krista were always kind of trying to see eye to eye with each other, but clearly they were polar opposites on where they stood.
Yes.
Yeah.
That moment also leads up to Mikasa meeting up with Eren, and that's when we get the epic standoff on the roof.
That's my girl. I love her.
Oh, man. Because we get Levi and Eren, and then Floke, which I'm like, who's that guy? And before I didn't feel he had a name, and I'm like, I'm so glad the subtitle said it. I'm like, who's that? Oh, I remember
Finally, they gave him
who
a name.
he was, but it's like soldier number 1. Right. Who's still alive. So there you go. It seems like Levi's like, okay, I guess Armin can have the serum. All right, let's do this. And then that soldier appears out of nowhere and it's like, oh, just kidding. I have Erwin. Let's save him.
Great timing.
And the thing is, perfect timing, number 1. But also just the fact that they are so quick to basically, like, not Eren and not Mikasa, but like Levi's so quick to basically assume, need to give it to Erwin, and that's that, and like completely downplay what Armin just did.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That really pissed me off.
Well, then, springing off that, who would you all pick to save? You can only save one.
Armin. And that's why I was like, yes, Eren. Like, first, like, just the urgency that you heard in his voice, but I like that he was like, no. Armin did this, and that. And it's like, I almost forgot too. So I was like, oh yeah, thank you for these flashbacks.
And Levi even said, like, okay, take your emotions out of this, Eren. And Eren takes a beat. He is emotional, but he has very valid points for why it shouldn't be Erwin.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, in that moment, I completely agree with you. I think it should have been Armin. But in that moment, it's kind of, it's interesting because Eren brought everything up that Armin did, but I also wonder, just because if it's a title thing or like a superiority thing, that maybe it should have been Erwin. Like, he was their leader. He was the one that kind of created all of this and created this mission to make them move forward. So it's kind of like, in a general situation, like when Levi was going to first give it to Armin, it's like, how do you decide who to give it to? Like, who's most worthy? It's kind of a curse, but like, who's most worthy of basically being alive?
Well, because the thing too is they point out like, okay, Armin's not that leader. I'm all, but yet he could be later. He has the same intelligence, but he doesn't have the experience yet. But he's still proven himself to be so worthy of it. Who jumped when Armin coughed? I was like, oh, good. See, he's fine.
Again, comical because
It was
Armin
kinda funny.
somehow was still alive. Erwin was somehow still alive.
I don't know how.
Reiner too. I'm just like, it's comical. Like I honestly thought all these guys were dead.
But
You
you know
called
what?
it though. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. But you know what? This is kind of that perfect thing in almost horror movies too, where these emotions and scenarios are so intense, anything that relieves that tension becomes comedic. Even though it's not, but you're just like, okay, like, kind of breaks that
I
moment.
was just sad, guys. I was like, I could not find the comedy. So I was going to say, like, Veronica, you called it because last week I was like, oh, I don't know if Armin is alive. And you're like,
Yeah.
no, I think he's alive. So you were right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very surprising.
Yeah. I was
To be
like,
honest,
I don't know how.
And then
Wow.
Jamie, your girl Mikasa, pounces in, is like, hold up, give me that thing. Who thought the serum could have possibly broken? I was like, please do not do that. I would be so pissed if they go, whoops.
Neither
I didn't
one.
even think about that.
What's
But
the standard, like, stereotype, like, trope of, like, fight, and then, oops.
That's what I was waiting for too.
well, like Mikasa, just even the expression in her face, I was like, she's gonna kill somebody. I just know it. But you know, I loved how hard they went for Armin. Like, this is our friend. Like, don't
Yes.
downplay what he did.
We have a few people in the chat all agreeing that being emotional, Levi was being emotional of saving Erwin. So,
Yeah.
Levi, check those emotions. You're the one saying it, but you're the one doing it. Oh, that's true. Raindrops on Roses. Good point. In the chat says, okay, but honestly, I'm a little over the whole main character is death. Wait, oh, psych thing on Attack on Titan's been doing. I feel the main characters so far have been alive enough. Armin was the first I go, whoa. I felt like our main three are the ones I'm like, they're not going to die for a really long time. Mikasa,
Yeah.
Eren, and Arwen.
Yeah.
Armin. So it's like, Armin was a surprise for me. Like, what?
As long as they don't get Levi, we're good.
Yeah.
Levi and Mikasa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep me
And I
happy.
swear, if Levi makes it to the very end and then like 2 episodes before the end of the series, they're
Yes.
like, bye-bye, I'm
He
gonna
deserves to
flip.
be happy.
Flip that table. Yes. So we have the. Also that Hanji steps in also for the intercept, which I'm like, oh, the other level-headed person here of like, okay, hold on, let's be logical about this. But we get that kind of flashback on. We also get this flashback on how Hanji survived, which I love seeing that too, because we all go like, well, how did everybody else like die? And no, fell down a well. Thank God. It's like, oh, good. I'm glad.
Been a while.
So they're having that kind of debate. How much did you enjoy the okay, wait, and then we just cut to Armin's the Titan as like the skinny weight
It was very interesting the way they did that, and I actually like that they just cut to it, and that's how they showed us what happened. And I feel like they actually showing us the choice and showing us what happened might have taken away from how quickly things were moving. And so I appreciate how they handled it that way, and that was the reveal.
I have a...
Yeah.
Oh, no, I was gonna say, I have a question. So obviously in like modern day kind of mythos with a lot of stuff like vampires or, you know, werewolves or stuff like that, when someone's on the brink of death, they always think that there's that choice to like come back as like this kind of supernatural being, but then the supernatural being is like, oh, it's a curse. Do you guys think that given the choice they would want to be brought back, or would they think it was like a burden?
My thought is both of them, both Armin and Erwin, knew they were going to die. Like they both
They were
made
ready.
Yeah. And so Erwin especially, he didn't want it, and he was conscious enough to basically imply he didn't want it. But Armin wasn't given that chance. So that's a really good question, because I feel the same way as you, that when we go to the next episode, or you know, whenever we can actually see the reaction, I feel like maybe he won't want it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, we have Erwin. He has his moment where Erwin's literally on the brink of death, and Levi's kind of contemplating, but he slaps the hand away of like, no. I think that was essentially his indication that he's like, I am ready to die. He doesn't want to die, but he's committed to that sacrifice, that it's all right. Like, I think more after, which is more kind of a prediction, I suppose, Armin's going to be upset that he was chosen, like, because he'll never be like, I want someone to, you know, live for me, die for me moment. But it's a very good point of, I don't feel he's going to feel cursed because I think that will maybe be an extra strength for him. But I feel Erwin gets his send off of like, it's all right.
Yeah.
He's resolved to die. Don't give it to me.
I think that's like why I'm also content with Arwen's death.
Yeah.
As opposed to everyone just kind of either like having a very sudden death. Like his death has obviously been hinted at a few times now, and so I'm very satisfied that it kind of happened the way it did. He seemed like he went out in a very heroic way, like Armin.
And Armin, I feel like his reference to the sea, it felt very unsettled at the idea that he would die before he actually got to see the sea, and before I feel like his life would have been unfulfilled, whereas Erwin was maybe just the fact that he's older. I didn't feel as sad about his death versus if Armin had died.
Yeah.
Which kind of leads us to our special segment of our Death of the Week. Yay! Because we get our moment, and I want to nominate Bertolt's death. Being eaten by Armin, and him going, guys, wait, no, please. And you're like, shh, STF you, boy, please. Because it's like, you've killed so many people. How dare you go, yeah, no, save me, guys.
For sure. Yeah. His death was also very juicy.
Yes, it was.
And tender. No, I same. I'm with you. Bertolt, definitely, he had to go. I just almost, I like how they kind of show his cheeks squeezing. I could have seen just a little bit more blood maybe squirting out. Sorry. Just because he's been so gruesome with everybody else, I want to see him go out just a little bit harder, but I loved him too. Like, just going out.
I feel like you could also say the same thing about Reiner when it's his time.
Yes.
Oh, I will. Yes. One day.
Rachel.
I'm going to say Erwin, not to be different, but not because
sure.
I didn't want him to die either, but I felt like it was a very his death was very honorable.
Yeah.
And just kind of even rewinding a little and going into the moment when he ran into the battle and ran into a situation he knew he was going to die.
Yeah.
I vote him just because it was a very sacrificial death and was very it stood out to me.
Nice.
Yeah.
A couple quick things from the chat. One, that Ran J points out Bertolt's death is very similar to Marco, which is a good point.
Marco.
Poor Marco. Rest in peace, Marco. Rashad0026 says, reminder that episode 19 has a post-credit scene. Thanks for letting us know. So good to know for that. So we've covered our Death of the Week. So we have a really quick news segment Jamie's going to tell us about. So Attack on Titan fans, there's more for you.
Yes, okay, so you're in luck. So Gummy Inc. is announcing that the Alchemist Code, which is a mobile game, they're collaborating with Attack on Titan. So you get to choose the players, Hanji, Erwin, Mikasa, and Levi, okay? And all the players, once you actually complete the mobile game, you can actually receive Reiner. So if you're wondering, when is this all going to drop? It's actually already dropped. It said June 6th between July 13th of this year. So you can play all summer long, and I think it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's kind of fun when different genres or like different games combine. So we posted a picture on ABTV Anime on Twitter, and I think we're about to be looking. So here's a image of the regular game combined with the Attack on Titan characters, which I think is awesome. If you're already playing a game that you love, and then it's like, hey, let's bring in more that we love.
Yes.
So cool. Check that out again on ABTV Anime. We have links to that. So thank you, Jamie.
Yes.
All right, let's do some rapid fire predictions.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Anybody's burning with on?
It's
Veronica.
the basement. It's about time.
Yes!
That's all I gotta say.
Yes!
It's about time.
Only 56 episodes later.
For sure.
Right? I don't have much today, but I've just, as far as with the Beast Titan and with Eren, I just feel like they're going to go head to head, and I'm excited to see that. And I'm excited to see just where Levi is at, because we don't really have his reaction just from him giving the injection to Armin. So I just want to kind of see where his head is at and what's going to happen.
I'm kind of with you with the Beast Titan, and also I want to see more about what he mentioned about the dad, Eren's father, and I want to see. I just get this feeling that Armin is not going to handle being a Titan very well.
Yeah,
I'm going to flip. I think he'll be okay. It's going to take him a while, but he'll be like, okay, this is that extra little strength. He's going to have that awkward phase. I just hope that doesn't last too long, because we want him to be like, okay, cool, now I got superpowers essentially as well. All right, thank you so much for talking about this and listening, watching. Make sure you click that thumbs up, subscribe button, iTunes, 5 stars, because 1 through 4 don't work. And you'll get get eaten by a titan, and we don't want that. Leave comments down below your thoughts on the episode as well. And ladies, where can they find you? Start Rachel.
I'm Rachel Goodman. You can find me on Twitter at Rach Goodman. I am also joining you guys on the next show for Madoka, and also if you are a soap fan, you can find me on the AfterBuzz show for Young and the Restless at 4.
Oh, nice. I love a good soap.
Yeah.
So you guys, I'm Jaimi. You can find me on Twitter at It's Jaimi Gray or on Instagram at Jaimi Gray.
Hey everyone, Veronica Vallencia. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at It's Me, Veronica_V.
And my name's Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D Lane. That's KARIDLANE. And make sure to follow us on Twitter at ABTV Anime. We post all the press release info, upcoming info for Anime Expo, and also we're covering the movie for Madoka Magica. Movie number 3. That movie's great. We're going to chat about it, and we'll also be covering a new anime, and you'll want to tune in to find out what that is as well. All right, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week. Sayonara.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.